Who's the number one YouTuber you watch?
Grant Cohn. You gotta watch him. He's got the best information on sports.
Up for the year.
You know what? I think that takes us right into our next topic. The case for trading Jimmy Garoppolo. A lot of Niner fans don't want to hear it. They still feel like with Jimmy on the field, they're big-time contenders, and maybe that's true. So let's talk about it. I mean, why don't we first make the case for trading him and see if there are holes in it?
Yeah, so this was a tough topic for me to write because
Yes.
I want Jimmy to start. I want Jimmy to start all year. And I listen to fans talk about, start Trey week 1. And I think to myself, well, that's irrational. And these fans are being irrational. Why don't they see it the way I do? And then I said to myself, well, maybe I'm being irrational. Maybe I need to widen my perspective. So why don't I just explore it? Like, what is the benefit? And so started mulling it over, right? I'm on the plane coming out here. And it just occurred to me that if you shift the focus, if you take the pressure off of winning the Super Bowl this year, which I think if we're being realistic with our injury worries is a stretch regardless. Yeah. If we're not trying to win this year, then it's drop Jimmy off the books, get that money back because it doesn't matter. Get Trey the experience, free up the room to potentially bring in a high quality defensive back, a cornerback potentially from the Patriots that you're trading for. Add a quality edge rush player, right? If you let go of Jimmy, you've now got room for a trade for a key player later in the season. You've got room for a quality edge rusher for some depth. You're going to roll over the unused cap space into next year, and you're going to get some quality starts for Lance, who could light the world on fire. I'm not saying he won't. I think there's every real possibility he comes in and he's even better than Ben Roethlisberger was his rookie year, and he can take us to the promised land.
Yeah. Good points. Here's how I think about it. It's like, is Jimmy Garoppolo good enough to win a Super Bowl? I don't think he is. I mean, I know he went to a Super Bowl. The team was better then. It was younger then. He was younger then. He was cheaper then. He had a lead in the fourth quarter and blew it. He had a wide open throw down the middle of the field and missed it. I think Alex Smith would have hit that. I think Colin Kaepernick would have hit that. Jeff Garcia, he had his moment. I don't think he's good enough. I think that's what it comes down to. He's just not that talented. I'm sorry. He used to be. This is what I want to say. In 2018, 2017, he could create plays off schedule. He could ad-lib. In 2017, when he went on that 5-game winning streak, he would like hold the ball and make plays late in the down, and it was exciting. Remember that? Remember week 1 in 2018 when he rolled left in Minnesota, rolled away from the pass rush, got out of the pocket and threw the touchdown to Dante Pettis?
I remember I was there in Minnesota for that game.
That was exciting. That was high-level stuff. He was good in the pocket. He couldn't throw deep. I mean, he didn't have a big-time arm, but he gave you this extra stuff that is gone. He tore his ACL. It's not his fault. It's not the Niners' fault, but he's not the same person. And even if he comes back and stays healthy, I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl. So what is he here for? He's so expensive, and it seems to me, tell me if you think I'm wrong, the main reason he's here is the Niners hope that if he can stay healthy and have a good regular season the way he normally does, the way that Jared Goff would on the Rams, that they can trade him for a first-round pick. I think this is all about getting value for Jimmy Garoppolo.
That is absolutely what this is all about. The writing is on the wall with Kyle. There's one thing I agree wholeheartedly with you about. It's that Kyle doesn't have a good poker face. He does not. I want to play cards with Kyle.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Jimmy. I mean, it comes out when Jimmy's on the field and he makes a mistake, and you see it on the sideline, and it's that impromptu moment. You can just see the rage seething through from Kyle.
And in his defense, we know exactly what he's frustrated with, and it's valid.
Yes.
I mean, look, Jimmy is almost 30 years old. He stares down his first read consistently.
Yes.
And he's a statue. I'm sorry. I'm with Kyle on that.
I would agree. I do think that this is about maximizing that trade value. I would disagree in that a slight disagreement here. I can get where you're coming from. That well, I mean, I would vehemently disagree if I did, but unfortunately I don't. So I don't think he's capable of winning a Super Bowl.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think he's he's very capable of being a key component on a winning team in a Super Bowl. I just don't think you can count on Jimmy to win the game for you.
Correct. So last point I want to make, and then we can look at it the other way. But it seems to me that we know exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo is, good and bad. I'm not trying to say he's trash. He's not. He's serviceable plus good sometimes very good. But we know what he is. We know what his limitations are. We've talked about it 1,000 times. The thing that's cool about Trey, and the reason they got Trey Lance, is that he's so much more talented than Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's obvious. So even if Trey Lance isn't ready, you know, if he's going to really improve the next couple of years, there's going to be 2 or 3 throws a game that he misses wildly, he's still so much more talented than Jimmy Garoppolo. And if the only reason Jimmy's here is to pump up his trade value, well, it seems to me that the number one thing that the Niners should be concerned with is Trey Lance, not Jimmy. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. Unless they really think Jimmy's going to win the Super Bowl this year.
That's valid. And so for me, the flip side of that coin is the advantage of starting Jimmy G is that you have a reset button at any point in the season. If Jimmy struggles, you can hit that reset button, throw Trey in, and boom, the excitement level for the fan jumps off. The whole team is excited because they've seen what he's doing in practices. He's physically gifted. They know it. If you start Trey and things go badly, that's it, right? You're riding that out for the rest of the year. Yeah. So that's the one piece.
Okay, and there's another flip side to what you said. All right. Well, let's say they don't get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, because my idea is to get rid of Jimmy and spend that money and create a better surrounding team around Trey. Let's say they don't do that and they start Jimmy, all right? And Jimmy gets hurt. Let's say that happens, which isn't exactly far-fetched.
That seems that's very unlikely. I mean, he never.
Uh-oh. Am I gone or are you gone? Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say about this is it all sounds great bringing Jimmy Garoppolo back and giving him another chance, and maybe you get a first-round pick for him if he plays well, and maybe he'll take you to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, maybe that could happen, but the more likely scenario is he plays, he gets hurt. Now you can't trade him. Now you can't use $27 million in cap space. Now you can't really build that super team around a cheap young quarterback the way that Arizona has, the way that the Ravens have, the Browns have. You can't do that then. And I think really a big reason the Niners had losing records in 2018 and 2020 is because you can't survive when $27 million goes on IR. What team can survive that? Jimmy's so important because he's so financially burdensome. Man, I don't think Rob's coming back. That is wild. Oh, he's back. He's back. Just kidding. I just said I didn't think you were coming back, and then you came back. So that's good.
I had to tether to the iPhone. That whatever hotel Wi-Fi was like, nah. In the middle of a screen.
When you said you were working with 4 millibytes per second upload, I was like, ooh, that's borderline. But that's cool. It's cool. It's decent. So what I was saying while you were gone, real quick, and I'd like it to your take is, you laid out the positives of starting Jimmy Garoppolo and the negatives of starting Trey Lance. What I'm saying is, what if Jimmy gets hurt again, then you can't move the contract. Then all of a sudden you can't really spend the cap space. I think it's a big reason they lost so much in 2020 and 2018 is because his money was on IR, not his game. What do you think of that?
As much as I hate to admit this, I think you're absolutely right about that one. You would have $25 million of dead money. I mean, just dead, right? It's serving zero purpose.
Dead.
And I hate to say it, but the likelihood of a Jimmy injury, I mean, what do you give it? Like a 50-50?
Well, you don't have to weigh it against itself. You weigh it against the other the other outcome that you're hoping for. The full season with a 13-4 record and a first-round pick in 2022. Like, that doesn't seem nearly as likely as Jimmy gets hurt and misses a lot of time, right? If those two outcomes were in Vegas, you get way worse odds on the Jimmy gets hurt one.
Yeah, way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
My problem with trying to trade him now is looking for the trade partners. So I think the 49ers have to hope that not to hope for injury. They have to hope that some situation around the league opens up to where somebody in contention needs a starting quarterback.
Yep. I think what they need is to find a team that'd be willing to extend Jimmy Garoppolo because no one wants to spend $27 million on Jimmy Garoppolo this year, except for the Niners, apparently. So it has to be a team that would be interested in extending his contract. And I don't know who that is. Maybe Houston, but I don't even know if they're there yet. Maybe Houston. I don't even think New England's there anymore. What do they need him?
I hope that doesn't happen to Tyrod Taylor again. I hope he gets a legitimate shot to start this year instead of another situation where it's like, oh, Tyrod, nah, just kidding, buddy. You're back to the bench.